Stoic Powerhouse. Part 1. Introduction to the Path of Power. Opening with an intense, captivating image of life as a battlefield of emotions. Introduce the reader to the idea that control over the self is the key to surviving this battlefield. Foreshadow the importance of controlling destructive emotions. Example. Text. Life doesn't ask for your permission to break you. It's indifferent to your struggles, and the emotions it evokes are like a storm, violent, chaotic, and often overwhelming. But there's a secret that only a few know. Within this storm, you can find clarity, not by controlling the winds, but by mastering your own reactions. The true battle is not against the world, but against yourself. This is the path of power. Part 2. The tyranny of emotions. Discuss how emotions, when uncontrolled, can lead to ruin. Describe emotional destruction as a form of personal tyranny. Invite the reader to identify their own struggles with anger, fear, or sadness. Example text. Anger burns like wildfire, devouring reason and leaving destruction in its wake. Fear suffocates like a heavy fog, blurring vision and choking courage. Sadness, a silent weight, drags you deeper into the abyss. These are the enemies within, each emotion a tyrant that seeks to enslave you. But you were not born to be a slave. Part 3. The first lesson. Mastering the mind. Explain the Stoic concept of mastering the mind. Introduce exercises of mindfulness and self-reflection. Use metaphors like a fortress, where the mind is a stronghold that must be defended. Example. Text. Your mind is a fortress. But without vigilance, it becomes vulnerable to the forces of anger, despair, and doubt. You must become the guardian of your own thoughts. No storm can enter without your permission. The first step in mastering life is mastering yourself, and the mind is your weapon. Sharpen it, and none can stand against you. Part 4. Control over destructive emotions. Teach the reader about the Stoic belief in controlling emotions rather than being controlled by them. Offer practical steps for overcoming anger, fear, and other negative emotions. Incorporate a story or example from ancient Stoic teachings, e.g., Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius. Example text. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In every situation, we are presented with two paths. One leads to chaos and the other to peace. You cannot change the world, but you can change how you meet it. Take a breath, feel the anger rise, and then let it go. Control is not about suppression, but about choice. Choose wisely. Part 5. The role of pain in growth. Delve into the idea that pain is an opportunity for growth and strength. Use darker, more intense imagery of suffering as a transformative force. Highlight personal empowerment through adversity. Example. Text. Pain is a crucible. It burns away weakness and leaves behind only strength if you allow it to. Those who fear pain remain small, fragile, and dependent. But those who embrace it emerge transformed, their will sharpened, their focus unbreakable. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. The Stoic knows this and transforms agony into power. Part 6. Self-control as the ultimate freedom. Discuss how self-control is not a restriction, but a path to true freedom. Explore the paradox that discipline brings liberation. Incorporate modern analogies that can help the reader relate to the ancient wisdom. Example. Text. The world offers countless distractions, temptations that promise pleasure, but deliver nothing but emptiness. True freedom is not found in indulgence, but in restraint. The man who can say no when the world begs for yes is unshakable. Discipline is the key to unlocking true power, not over others, but over oneself. Part 7. Focus, the silent weapon. Introduce focus as the key to achieving greatness. Discuss how a scattered mind leads to failure, while a focused one pierces through life's distractions. Use strong, dark metaphors about the dangers of distraction. Example text. The greatest threat to your potential is not failure, but distraction. The world is filled with noise, pulling you in 1,000 directions. But success belongs to those who see clearly and act with purpose. Focus is your silent weapon, the blade that cuts through chaos. Wield it wisely, and nothing can stand in your way. Part 8. The Stoic Warrior's Code. Develop a code of Stoic principles that the reader can follow. Use warrior imagery to frame self-control, focus, and resilience as acts of battle. Provide practical, daily rituals for the reader to follow in their pursuit of Stoic power. Example text. The Stoic warrior lives by a code. Control your thoughts, or they will control you. Master your emotions, or they will master you. Sharpen your focus, or the world will scatter it. Each day is a battle, but the only true enemy is within. Remember this code, and victory is yours, not just for today, but for life. Part 9. The Power of Silence and Solitude. Discuss the importance of solitude and silence in cultivating inner strength. Paint silence as a powerful, almost sacred space where true growth happens. Connect this to the modern world's constant noise and distraction. Example text. In a world that never stops talking, silence is a rebellion. In silence, you can hear your own thoughts, unclouded by the voices of others. Solitude is not loneliness, but the space where the soul strengthens. Seek the quiet, for it is in the quiet where your true self is found. The warrior trains alone before facing the world. So too must you. Part 10. Becoming Unbreakable. Conclude with the ultimate goal of Stoic philosophy, to become unbreakable, not through physical strength but through mental resilience. Use vivid, motivating imagery that leaves the reader feeling empowered. Encourage them to apply these lessons in their everyday life. Example. Text. To be unbreakable is not to never feel fear, pain, or doubt. It is to feel them and rise regardless. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. In every moment you have the power to choose, to rise, to endure, to thrive. This is the path of the Stoic Powerhouse, the path of power, the path that leads you to become unbreakable.